Good evening. You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The Sultanate condemns the terrorist attack on an Indian military convoy in northern India. With the participation of 400 from health cadres, the International Conference on Enhanced Recovery After Surgery commences in Muscat. And the U.S. President plans to declare a national emergency to fund his wall on the Mexican border. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos sent a cable of greetings to Her Excellency Dr. Dalia Grybauskaitė, President of Lithuania, on her country's National Day. The Foreign Ministry issued a statement condemning the terrorist attack on an Indian military convoy that killed at least 20 soldiers and wounded 25 others when a car bomb hit a police bus in northern India. The statement reiterated the solidarity of the Sultanate with the friendly Republic of India and conveyed its condolences to the families of the victims and wished the injured a speedy recovery. International Conference on Enhanced Recovery After Surgery, ERAS, organized by the Ministry of Health, represented by the Royal Hospital, in cooperation with some medical bodies in the Sultanate, commenced today under the patronage of His Excellency Dr. Mohammed bin Saif Al Hosni. More details in the following report by Abdullah bin Ahmed Al Rubi'i.
A group of experts from Arab countries, Europe, Iran, USA and Turkey have commenced their scientific sessions in this third international conference on enhanced recovery after surgery, ERAS, hosted by the Sultanate for the first time. More than 400 doctors, nurses, technicians, pharmacists and medical staff from various healthcare institutions in the Sultanate and abroad are attending this conference, where they will be exposed to the principles of ERAS and be aware of the medical and economic benefits arise from implementing this method. During the conference, launching of Enhanced Recovery Protocol after cesarean section took place in the presence of the chief guest. The protocol consists of detailed guidelines that will allow the implementation of this method here in the Sultanate. We met with Professor Kehlet, pioneer of ERAS from Denmark, who developed this method in 1990s.
My name is Henrik Kehlet from Copenhagen in Denmark. I'm here participating in a conference in Muscat on enhanced recovery after surgery, a concept I developed more than 25 years ago and which now has spread around the world. The concept really tries to enhance recovery by decreasing the need for hospitalization, decreasing complications, and enhancing recovery after surgery. And it has proven extremely successful around the world. This is the third conference here in the Middle East, and there has been major progress in this region. And I'm really happy to see that the progress also involves Oman. There's a lot of interest. We are several hundred people for this conference to discuss the progress combining minimal invasive surgery, pain management, nursing care, anesthesiology, etc. And as I said, the progress and the benefits for the patients and the healthcare system is really fantastic. But we still have to improve, and this is what this conference is about.
Enhanced recovery is a new way of improving the experience and well-being of people who need major surgery that can help recover sooner so life can return to normal. Abdullah bin Ahmed Al Rubi'i, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat.
The Ministry of Health issued a statement number 4 on enhancing precautionary measures on controlling Middle East respiratory syndrome coronavirus in the Sultanate. It said in its statement that the number of registered cases this year amounted to 10, which resulted in the death of 4 people from various governorates of the Sultanate. The ministry pointed out that it will enhance the precautionary and preventive measures at the level of hospitals and health centers in order to enhance the early discovery of affected people and limit the spread of infection inside healthcare and community establishments. The ministry urged citizens and residents to cooperate with health cadres and adhere to recommended measures and instructions. The new building of Shalim Hospital was inaugurated under the patronage of His Excellency Dr. Darwish bin Saif Al-Maharbi, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Health for Administrative and Financial Affairs. The new building, funded by Petroleum Development Oman PDO with a total cost of 1,238 million Omani Riyals, included patient examination clinics, laboratory services, radiology and pharmacy, as well as immunization and maternity services and a delivery room. The hospital also included rooms equipped for treatment and observation, men, women, children, inpatient sections, nursing services, and accident and emergency unit. Still to come in our news bulletin. The Omani traveler and his camel Farha arrived in the wilaya of Khasab in the governorate of Musandam. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. India's Prime Minister warned today of a crushing response to the suicide bombing of a paramilitary convoy in Indian-controlled Kashmir, which killed 41 people and was the deadliest in the divided region's volatile history. Narendra Modi placed the blame for yesterday's bombing squarely on neighboring Pakistan, which India accuses of supporting rebels in Kashmir. He added that the government forces have been given total freedom to deal with the militants. Security forces have been given permission to take decisions about the timing, place, and nature of their response. The attack has ratcheted up already high tensions between the nuclear-armed neighbors who both administer parts of the disputed territory but each claim it entirely. Indian Finance Minister Arun Jaitley announced today that New Delhi was withdrawing the most favored nation trade status given to Pakistan. Pakistan's foreign ministry said the country condemns acts of violence anywhere in the world and denied any involvement. The suicide bombing of a paramilitary convoy in Indian-controlled Kashmir raised tensions across India today. Protesters took to the streets to chant anti-Pakistan slogans and wave Indian flags. A number of cars were set on fire by the demonstrators. In yesterday's attack, a local Kashmiri militant rammed an explosive-laden van into a bus traveling in the paramilitary convoy. In addition to the dead, the attack wounded nearly 24 other soldiers. Police said the bus was destroyed and at least 5 other vehicles were damaged. The military group Jaish-e-Mohammed claimed responsibility. A pre-recorded video circulated on social media sites showed the attacker in combat clothes and surrounded by guns and grenades. Authorities suspended movement of security convoys in the Kashmir Valley today, and Home Minister Rajnath Singh arrived in Srinagar to review the security situation. Congress lopsidedly approved a border security compromise that would avert a second painful government shutdown. But a new confrontation has been ignited, this time over President Donald Trump's plan to bypass lawmakers and declare a national emergency to siphon billions of dollars from other federal coffers for his wall on the Mexican boundary. Money in the bill for border barriers, about $1.4 billion, is far below the $5.7 billion Trump insisted he needed and would finance just a quarter of the 322 kilometers he wanted. The White House said he would sign the legislation but act unilaterally to get more, prompting condemnations from Democrats and threats of lawsuits from states and others who might lose federal money, or said Trump was abusing his authority. The uproar over Trump's next move cast an uncertain shadow over what had been a rare display of bipartisanism to address the grinding battle between the White House and lawmakers over border security. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is in Brussels for expected tense talks with the European Union's top diplomat. Pompeo was having a brief meeting today with EU foreign policy chief just the day after Vice President Mike Pence attacked the organization and some of its members for trying to evade U.S. sanctions on Iran. Pence also called on the EU to join the Trump administration in withdrawing from the landmark 2015 nuclear deal with Iran. Back to some more local news. The 10th edition of Tour of Oman due to start tomorrow. A number of their excellencies and the ministers, undersecretaries visited the press center and cycling workshop for this great event to be held in Oman. More details in the following report by Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubi'i.
Tour Oman's 10th edition is all set for commencing its cycling competition. Their Excellencies, the Minister of Tourism, Minister of Information, President of Muscat Municipality, along with the Undersecretary of the Minister of Sports Affairs and Deputy Chairman of Public Authority for Radio and Television, visited this evening Tour Oman's press center to witness the preparations of distributing press cycling results. They have also visited the cycling workshop and met with the leading personnel in this world-leading cycling due to start tomorrow.
Well, it's a great preparation. As you know, it is really, if you don't see it, you don't understand what's behind all this. We see only the cyclists doing their job, but here is the workshop. It's a lot of work behind it. You require also technicians and all kind of people, the information center, broadcasting of this event around the world. So it is really an interesting, visit here.
The annual event has attracted the attention of a global sports community, including the beauty of Oman. Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubi'i, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat.
In his trip through a number of wilayas and governorates of the Sultanate, the Omani traveler Hamoud bin Hamdan al-Nahdi on the back of his camel Farha arrived in the wilaya of Khasab in the governorate of Musandam. Through this initiative, he wanted to convey a message to the new generations on the need to preserve the Omani traditions, especially camel riding in the Sultanate. The trip started from the wilaya of Ibra, passing through some wilayas of the governorates of Ad-Dakhiliya, South and North Batana, ending at the wilaya of Khasab. He was received by the wali of Khasab, sheikhs, dignitaries and citizens of the wilaya. The trip will continue to other wilayas and governorates of the Sultanate. Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Clear skies will prevail over most of the governorates with chances of low clouds and fog late at night and early morning. Over the coasts of the Arabian Sea, winds will be south to easterly to south light to moderate. Seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman Television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Sultanate condemns the terrorist attack on an Indian military convoy in northern India. With the participation of 400 from health cadres, the International Conference on Enhanced Recovery After Surgery commences in Muscat. And the US President plans to declare a national emergency to fund his wall on the Mexican border. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.